Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk Review. In this episode we're going to be reviewing Uluk.
Uluk is about 60 minutes long for 1 to 4 players and for ages 12 and up.
So while we are opening this up, we'll go ahead and talk about kind of a little bit about this game. And it's a worker placement where you're going to be putting your meeples on this board here, trying to gather resources or building monuments, gain resources, produce and cook your food and get points or get tools at the bottom.
Yeah. So
basically how the game works.
The artwork is really nice. There's 4 different tribes, which are different animals, and these are asymmetrical. So some animals like certain food, so you get those food a little bit easier. Things like that. I really like the artwork, like the bugs, the plants. They're nice.
I think the animals are cute, and it's very like tribey type. Yeah, I like it. It's cute.
Right, and for the component, the cards are very good quality in my opinion. I like how they look. They feel great. Not too flimsy.
Cardboard chits, which are
They're
pretty much
basic.
pretty standard.
We did get one that was a little ruined because it got popped out and then somehow it got into our box all crushed. But that was it. And you definitely use those pieces a lot.
Yeah. We did an upgrade in our Kickstarter, so we got the 3D printed monuments, which are pretty cool. Oh.
And then these player worker placement meeples are screen printed on a wooden token, so they're nice. I like them.
Yeah, all the wooden tokens, because we got these little yellow wooden tokens here to determine the food.
We got these basic ones, which we don't really use since we have the 3D printed ones with the Kickstarter. I think those are all the components.
Yeah, so they're really nice. I like
quality.
The screen printing, good quality cards.
The insert is basic. It just divides the box into 2 sections to store everything.
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle to put everything back in there with the expansion cards in there.
But the expansion, the 2 expansions does fit in the box.
And we have these 3D. They take a lot of bulk space too.
All right, with gameplay, it is like a basic worker placement resource management game. You put workers down, you gather resources, and then you have to make sure you feed them, and you gain points that way.
Yeah, so I do think I struggled a lot with trying to make sure I feed all my people, but also trying to build some of these monuments, which I find can be very difficult, especially when each round I feel like I'm barely getting by with the amount of food I need.
Yeah, so with the basic game, without the expansion, it's you don't really have to go towards monuments a lot, and you don't really go towards the 2 points a lot. It's like you need food, you need reproduce and whatnot. But with the expansion, it does make you try to go do the monuments more and try to do these 2 points to get those extra bonus cards that you can do different things with. So I like playing with the expansion. It gives more things to the game.
Yes, like as she mentioned, it does push a little bit towards monuments, where without, at least Wrath of the Gods does, where without them, monuments can be roughly ignored sometimes.
Yeah.
Because of that, the whole food thing. And then of course the extra bonus stuff allows you to probably get some for the bonus points there.
Yeah, so it definitely makes you think, oh, this position to go to is not as bad, so I would play with it always with those expansions.
Yes, always throw in the expansions. Mm-hmm. We played with 2, 3, and 4 players, so we did have all possible player counts.
I think it was pretty balanced. You would think oh no, we run out of food, which you do run out of a certain type of food with more players, but there's a mechanism that will increase the levels of food also. So it was tight, but it was kind of balanced through, all those player accounts.
Yes. And I do like the idea that there is a little bit variance in here with the 2-player stuff where it changes the amount of food that you can get, and also the fact that there's a little bit of take that in this game, where you can kind of cut someone out of a certain food resource and stuff like that.
So with replayability, if you're just talking about the basic game, there's not a lot of replayability. It can get boring pretty fast. With the expansion, it does give a little bit more replayability, but it still gets old pretty fast.
Yeah, there's a lot of calculating. The food is the main chunk of this game. Is calculating food, which, in your opinion, I know worker placement and food based is two favorite things of yours.
I do like worker placement and food.
Even though this is foraging for grubs and things.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're animals, so that's what we eat.
Yes.
Okay, so my overall rating of this game is a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. The components are nice. The minus 0.5 is only because I feel like there's not as much replayability with this game.
I think I'm in the same boat, except I'd probably give it a 4. I don't have much negative to say about it. The replayability is one, and it's just too much focus, I think, on trying to get enough food, because I feel like I said, just getting enough to skate by every round is a little annoying sometimes, where I feel like every time we play this, there's one round, maybe 2 out of 6 that I'm just like, ooh, I have all this extra food, I can actually get some extra points or something. Otherwise, it's really struggle trying to get
Well,
there.
that's for you. I think you need to work on your where to go for food strategy, because I have a strategy and I always make sure I have enough food for my workers, and I always can reproduce if I want to reproduce, because I calculate my food down to the T,
But with the reproduce, there's also the celebrate, and I feel like every time it's just kind of a sacrifice. It's you want to reproduce, but it's either reproduce or celebrate.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Towards the end, I'm able to do both, but in the beginning, reproduce first, so you got my workers to do things, and then towards middle end, that's when I start doing both. Or now I'm like, maybe I don't want to make max workers, because usually I max out my workers. Now I'm like, I might cut back and not max out my workers so I could do other things. So, a few more plays and I'll figure out my good ratio.
I think you're pretty good at it anyway. You pretty much win every game. The only game you haven't win was a tie, and a tiebreaker, I won.
So yeah.
But otherwise, you've always been in the top score.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this game. So that is our review of Uluk.
Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye for now.